Thank you so much. Technology always play like this, so what I can say. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And my topic is responsible AI in higher education and looking at how bridging the digital divide through inclusive and sustainable learning systems. So here I will be more focusing on digital divide with sustainable learning systems. I think all three previous talks was around this theme. So I work for University of West of England as a head of department for AI. So if we go further, I will. So you know that since last 4 5 years, everyone is start talking about AI, mainly application oriented AI, and then AI is injected into different fields of life. Firstly, I want to say that AI is not something a new concept. Since 30 years ago, 50 years ago, these concepts was present. Now the thing is we embedded them in each single thing, and perhaps it's moved towards more user oriented things. Even when we were using Google, still we are using Google to perform some search engines. That is AI, getting results. Searching something on YouTube, again AI. So main now the use is increased and everyone start talking about that. And mainly we will heard in academia responsible AI and generative AI and all this thing. So responsible AI is just to make sure that artificial enhanced learning without increasing inequalities among students. And it's helped to address digital divide uh, and it's create unequal access addressing the digital divide, which basically create unequal access to technology, challenging equitable AI adoption in global education. And then there are ethical and social implications where AI adaptation raise important ethical, social, and infrastructural questions in the context of higher education. And it's empower educator and learners. So technology should empower human roles in education, promoting equality and responsible innovation. So if I move forward, so today I will be focusing on defining and exploring AI principles which are tailored for higher education context. I will talk about practical examples of inclusive and ethical AI use in teaching and learning, and then I will talk about realty model, and I will give idea that what this realty model is going to do with respect to AI in higher education. And finally, I will talk about educator role and impacts. So, challenges and responsible AI framework. So if we look at what is happening currently, the digital divide create unequal access to devices, internet, and digital literacy among students in higher education. I come across with different talks today since last 1.5 hours where people was talking about digital divide and all these things. So this is one of the factor, and then it have an impact on student success. So lack of digital access, basically what is happening is it's hindered the student engagement and achievement, especially in developing and transnational educational context. And when we talk about adaptation of AI, that bring lot of risks also. So unmanaged AI integration can hinder inequalities by benefiting well-resourced institution more than others. And strategies for inclusivity, deliberated strategies are needed to make AI tool accessible, affordable, and adoptable across diverse educational environments. So responsible AI, basically what is that? So it's a responsible AI emphasize on fairness, inclusivity, and respect for diversity in educational technologies. And when we talk about data and privacy, basically responsible AI protect student data privacy and promote environmental sustainable AI developments in schools, universities, and colleges. Then accountability and human-centered design. So basically, responsible AI prioritize accountability and it's focused on human-centered design to align AI with different learning and teaching practices. And transforming AI in safety is something like where we are using responsible AI, which enable us education innovation while preventing biased inequality or over resilience on automation. When we talk about, just to give you context, when we talk about biasness in AI and AI algorithms, still it's a very big field, and there are a lot of things and happening in this particular field. I will go through now reality model and its dimensions. Basically, this is one of the framework which we try to develop, and this model is basically introducing the responsible AI for learning and teaching models. So, responsible AI for learning and teaching model, this reality model have three key elements, key dimensions. One is ethical governance, another is inclusive design, and third is sustainable infrastructure. So these three things are included into this one. So I will explain one of them, one by one, each of them. So ethical governance is basically ensuring that there is fairness and transparency. So ethical AI governance basically ensure that there is fairness and there is transparency through unbiased algorithm and clear data privacy policies. So there are clear data privacy policies and there are unbiased algorithms. Just to give you context, what is meant by unbiased algorithms. So AI is still a biased one. So there is a lot of things to do in AI. Let's suppose if you search that create an image of the professor or create an image of the doctor, you will see that there are certain dress code is coming to reflect these type of people. So perhaps in many cases this is not true. So there is some sort of biasness. So there are different fields which are addressing this. So just to give you this context, equitable AI feedback, AI enable feedbacks tool which provide personalized, equitable assessment support academic integrity. So if you look at academia world is one of the challenge in academia world is providing timely and accurate feedback. So AI is playing a vital role in providing timely and accurate feedback. Then we have governance framework, institutional established governance frameworks which involve stakeholders and auditing AI system regulars for ethical compliance. So I think all the universities in UK and across the world, if we see since last 3 4 years, every university published their AI use principles for student and staff, and that are applicable throughout the universities and colleges. And then we have national level guidelines where they talk about how you can use AI into your workplace and so on. So building trust in AI, embedding ethical principles in AI foster trust among educators and learners while preventing discrimination and all these bits. Second bit is inclusive design. So currently, what I will say is one of the main focused area of higher education is to make sure the the learning and teaching space is inclusive and diverse. So here there are some bits here related to inclusivity in our learning and teaching practices. Adaptive learning systems. So learning systems are the system which personalize contents to meet individual learners' need and enhancing engagement and accessibility. So today talks, some of previous talk was also talking about that there are different type of adaptive system used by different universities to ensure that they are catching the adaptive need of learners. And then assisted technology, multi languages technology. James was mentioning that in one of the conference or in one of the forum, there was two different type of audience. They were not able to speak English, some of them, and then how things was happening. So AI basically helping us. And when we create learning material, let's suppose a lecture is going on and we are recording that lecture, it is possible that using AI tools, different AI tools which currently universities are using, whether it through Moodle or through Blackboard or Canvas platform. Basically, these are some patches which help.
Attention, please. Attention, please. This is the test.
Sorry, there was a background noise. So that incorporate different multi-languages sports. Then cultural and contextual inclusivity, addressing cultural differences in education, ensure AI tools are relevant to the transnational learning environment. So cultural sensitivity is very, very key element, and which universities are paying a lot of attention. A lot of my work in learning and teaching space is related to cultural and contextual awareness. And just want to give you example like providing a feedback, writing some strengths in your work and providing some areas for improvement. In some cases, in some cultures, they take it like a in a very offensive way. They feel that, oh, teacher was offending them and criticizing them, although that is a positive criticism. So cultural contexts are very important to understand when we talk about AI and how AI can support it. Equitable participation, inclusive design prevent marginalization and foster equal participation through AI driven support for at-risk students. So whatever platform learning management system currently we are using, and majority of UK universities, basically they focus on student engagement instead of student attendance. So to measure student engagement, it's a very vast topic. So what basically these platforms which are using AI, they help to identify student on risk. And how they identify, the algorithm is basically identifying how much students are engaged with these contents which we are sharing them using the learning management system. And based on that, we can get a list which shows that how many students are at risk, perhaps they are not engaged with the contents, and so on. Then we have sustainable infrastructure. So sustainability, what I will say is sustainability is the key element in AI. So if you Google about what will be the cost of one query which you are playing on your generative AI, whether you are using Copilot or any other type of tool, and you are writing something, you are asking a query, that query have a cost. So infrastructure, sustainable infrastructure is key thing to consider and keep in mind. So first thing in sustainable infrastructure, which this model proposed, that we need to focus on developing AI algorithm that minimize carbon emissions to reduce environment impact in educational technologies. Second is energy optimization in data centers, because all these things, how these AI is producing all these things, because we have a large amount of data where as a user we can query to that data, and then we will get the answer. So where those data are stored, data are stored in data centers. So optimal energy use in data center will help to improve efficiency and low power consumption in AI infrastructures. And then we have cloud-based sustainable solutions which leverage cloud technologies to reduce hardware dependency and promote resource efficient AI in education. So currently, what is happening? I will give one of the example which we are doing here in my university. So we are one of the leading university related to sustainability, and we are focusing towards now high performance computing. So uh, uh, our internal study says that, and we are convinced with that high performance computing is the ultimate solution for future, and we don't want to install traditional labs in our classrooms where student will sit in front of computer. There will be CPUs and all this infrastructure which is locally available over there, instead of moving them to cloud. So what we are doing is, currently we are not upgrading our labs with the new computer. Instead of, we are purchasing the HP resources in a way that can bring us sustainable solutions. And the target is by 2030 we will have only monitors in class, and then we will change the dynamic of classroom skills, and everything will be on cloud, to make sure that students have access to high performance computers instead of the traditional lab based computer which have lot of upgradation cost and all this thing, although cloud have its own challenges. Scalability and resilience planning is another factor, designing AI system to scalable and resilient, adaptive to future demand without excessive resource use. So this is something like can be managed well using HPC's high performance computers. Okay, applications, global perspective, and future directions. So, practical applications of responsible AI are into different domains of higher education. We use AI-enabled feedback systems, like AI provide tools to provide timely, personalized feedback on student to improve learning outcome efficiently. If we look at across the sector, across the globe, uh, feedback is something which is gaining a lot of importance. Firstly, the timely feedback and then effective feedback. So we are always working hard towards this particular space across the sector, that how we can ensure that our feedbacks are effective and our feedbacks are timely feedbacks. So AI is playing a vital role in this one. I just want to give a real example. We are running some of the programs here where we use AI based, AI enabled feedbacks. So if you look at in the past or till now, we have MCQ questions, and you can set in the platform that question number one, option number three is correct. But now things goes beyond that. Beyond that mean that student submissions are coming into system, and the local systems are marking them in a way that are marked like just like a human. Although still we are playing something in a way that we are double checking as a human just to make sure that things are proper, but AI enabled feedback systems are in place in many cases. Inclusive system assessment designed with AI accommodate diverse learning styles and promote inequalities in evaluation. Then we have adaptive learning platforms, uh, platforms which adjust educational context dynamically based on real-time student performance data for better engagement. Okay, so there are different type of adaptive systems in place which help to improve student engagement. I will give one of the example. Uh, for example, if we need to create a 10-minute video on on explaining assessment, so it is possible that now with the AI that I can train the AI in my voice that will have no disruption, and then I will give the speech to that AI and it will speak in just my own language, in my own in my own style of language. So and in adaptive systems, uh, then what happened is the quality of contents creation is increased significantly, and same time it's bring the challenge for as well, for the staff as well, that how they need to make sure that their contents are engaging. Ethical AI in education, which embed ethical principles in AI tool, ensure technology support pedagogical goals and inclusivity. Global education perspectives of AI is uh, challenges in transnational education. So AI development in education must address infrastructure variabilities, cultural differences, and regulatory diversity internationally. So if we talk about overall the sector, and especially in UK, we have diversity of students. So there are around 200k plus student every year coming here in UK and studying. So that is one way of diversity. And another thing is more than 500k, so half a million of UK university students are studying in different countries through transnational education, through these partnership arrangements and all this thing, which is very, very big number. And I think all of universities, many people here are from different universities. I think majority of universities, they are doing 10k plus transnational students every year. So that's a huge number. So inclusive AI design strategies, designing AI system to work in low resource setting will multi-language support to bridge their digital divide. And finally, collaboration for equity, mean collaborating in governance and capacity building across borders to promote equitably digital learning opportunities worldwide. Let me conclude with some recommendations. Empowering educator with AI. Now, the focus should be on empowering educator through AI, not replacing them to enhance teaching effectiveness and ethics. So currently, our teaching style is not a traditional teaching style. If we ask, let's suppose, if a student is coming in first year of UG, and if we are teaching them how to print 10 numbers in C language, they are not interested to listen us. Why? Because they know these things in advance, and perhaps they have a material which can teach them in much better way. So as an educator, it is our responsibility that we should focus on different type of learning and teaching methods, that how we can engage our student engagement, how we can engage our students in a better way. If you look at sector-wise, after COVID, especially the university attendance, maximum 50%. The programs who are performing well, especially on UG, maximum 50% attendance. Because the challenge is here that we need to educate our educators through a way that the sessions can be engaging and they can and student can pop up in the classes. Professional development investments. Institution must invest in professional development to equip teachers with skills for effective and ethical AI use. Okay. Then we have building digital trust. So transparent communication about AI operations and data management is essential to build digital trust among users. And finally, policies framework must evolve to address algorithm accountability and sustainability in AI education practices. So key takeaways: inclusive and sustainable AI in higher education, improving accessibility and trustworthiness. Then looking at ethical governance and design. Ethical governance and inclusive design ensure AI enhance learning outcomes while minimizing risk. And then I explained the reality model, which is responsible AI learning and teaching model. And finally, collaboration and continuous improvement is the only way forward, which depend upon collaboration, transparency, and ongoing improvement in AI driven education. So that's all from my side.